It's still dark when you arrive at London Bridge, September 1666. The air has that heavy smell of river, old wood, and cool smoke that never quite leaves. The Thames is full of boats even at this hour. You hear distant voices, ropes being pulled, wood creaking against wood. The city is already awake. London never truly sleeps. The streets around the bridge are too narrow for two carts to pass together. Houses lean inward, creating tunnels of dark wood where sunlight barely enters. Neighbors on opposite sides can touch hands through upper windows. Everything here is made of oak, pine, dry straw. Structures are so close that when one door slams, the house next door feels the tremor. Over 500,000 people live compressed in this medieval labyrinth, and it hasn't rained in months. You walk down Pudding Lane. It's Sunday morning. Bakeries are already working. The smell of warm bread mixes with horse manure and garbage piled in the gutters. Skinny dogs overturn heaps of scraps. Children run between adults' legs. Nobody notices, but the entire city is sitting on dry kindling. Inside a bakery on the corner, an oven was poorly extinguished the night before. Embers hidden under ash. Sparks searching for air. That's how it begins. Not with thunder, not with alarms. Just silent heat finding dried wood in the middle of the night. When the sun rises, 3 houses are already burning. You hear screams, people running with buckets of water that evaporate before touching the flames. The east wind blows hard, very hard. The fires leap from roof to roof like something alive searching for where to bite. An entire street catches fire in less than an hour. Black smoke rises in thick columns. The sky turns orange, even with the sun already high. Authorities are slow to act. The city's mayor looks at the flames and says a woman could put that out by herself. He refuses to order houses demolished to create fire breaks. Says he won't destroy private property because of a common fire. Precious hours are lost while merchants argue about compensation. Meanwhile, the fire crosses Fish Street, reaches the warehouses by the river, and inside there's oil, coal, tar, gunpowder. When it explodes, you feel the ground shake. Flames rise higher than the church tower. The heat is so intense that people across the street feel their skin burning. You see entire families running with whatever they can carry. Mattresses, trunks, children in arms, old people being dragged through the streets. Everyone going where? Doesn't matter. Anywhere away from there. Monday. The fire advances without stopping. It's already destroyed the entire commercial center. Shops that existed for generations turn to ash in minutes. The fire jumps the Fleet River like it doesn't exist. Advances westward, towards St. Paul's Cathedral. Tuesday. You're standing in front of the cathedral when the flames arrive. England's most important medieval building. Oak beams centuries old, roof covered in lead. When the fire enters, everything becomes fuel. The beams explode. The lead on the roof melts, literally melts, flows down the walls like rivers of liquid burning silver, falls into the streets and keeps burning the ground. Ancient stones crack with sounds like gunshots. The tower collapses. The sound is so loud that people miles away hear it. You see crowds standing watching. There's nothing left to do. 100,000 people are now homeless. Families camped in fields around the city with what's left. Smoke clouds cover the entire sky. Even during the day, it seems like nightfall. Ashes fall like dirty snow. The air burns your lungs. Everything smells of charred wood and melted lead. Wednesday. Finally, someone makes a decision. King Charles II himself comes to the streets, orders entire buildings blown up with gunpowder. No discussion, no compensation. Blow them up and create barriers the fire can't cross. Teams work day and night. Boom, boom, boom. Houses turning to rubble on purpose. And it works. The fire loses fuel. The wind changes direction. After 4 days burning nonstop, the flames begin to retreat. When the smoke finally clears, you can see what's left. 400 acres of London's heart have ceased to exist. More than 13,000 houses destroyed. 87 churches reduced to smoldering rubble. St. Paul's Cathedral is a blackened skeleton. Entire streets you knew turned to ash and melted stone. The smell of burning will last weeks, months. Only 6 deaths are officially recorded. 6. But you know that doesn't count the poor, doesn't count the nameless. Doesn't count those who lived in basements and dead-end alleys. Doesn't count those forgotten in the rush. The real number? Nobody will ever know. London in 1666 died, but something strange happened. The bubonic plague that had killed tens of thousands the year before simply disappeared. The flames purified the infected neighborhoods, burned the rats, burned the fleas, burned the disease along with the old city. And then reconstruction began. Christopher Wren redesigned everything. Wider streets, stone and brick buildings, firefighting systems, building regulations. The medieval wooden London became the modern London you'd recognize today. Everything was born from these ashes. If you had been standing on Pudding Lane that Sunday morning, you would have seen the first thread of smoke rising from the bakery, would have heard the first screams, would have felt the east wind pushing flames into the city. And you would have had a choice. Stay and fight against something that couldn't be stopped, or run while there was still time. The city burned for 4 days, but stayed alive, and it's still there today. If this left you thinking about what you'd do, drop in the comments. Would you have stayed to try saving something, or run without looking back?